Right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. And one of our producers from Tuscany in to see us, Castello Di Volpaia, which this is an organic estate, which a lot of wineries in Italy are organic or sustainably farmed. You know, a lot of them don't want to pay the wine people, the organic wine people, to put it on their bottle, but it's the right thing to do in the vineyards. Your vineyards are healthier. They produce good wines, great wines for a longer period of time. This is a historic property, and it's kind of cool what they did. They took the roof off to move all these pieces of winery equipment in, the tanks and stuff, and a very laborious process to keep the integrity of the actual building. You know, in this country, what we do, we just knock the buildings down and we rebuild a new building. You know, I mean, hysterical. I don't know why they keep all these old buildings, man. You know what? Just for historical purposes. Oh, well, anyways, it's kind of cool, but very expensive to do this. The Castello Di Volpaia Chianti Classico 2011, which is a very good vintage for Chianti, very forward and juicy. There's a little bit of Merlot and Syrah in this one. These guys are located in the heart of the Chianti Classico district. That classic underbrush and herbs. You get also that red berry, red cherry fruit on the nose. Very smooth and elegant wine on the tongue with that light red berry fruits, really nice and juicy here with that earth and spice coming through on the finish. They make about 150,000 bottles. They always talk production in bottles in Italy, and for $23.75, very good Chianti. All right, the Castello Di Volpaia Chianti Classico Reserva, and in Italy that means you got to keep the wine another year before you release it, and also usually it's a selection of better fruits. This is 100% Sangiovese. They've got 45 hectares of vineyards. Like I said, it's all estate-grown fruit here, all organically produced. They use older traditional barriques here, and some smaller fougera, but older, so no new oak here. You've got very stony, sandy soils, and they want to get the essence of the vineyard in the wine, so that's why they don't use the new oak here. This wine's got a lot of that minerality, and it's reflected in all of these wines, and that fresh herbs, the earth, the porcini mushrooms, that red cherry and wild strawberry fruit here. Nice ripe cherry fruit and plum on the tongue. This 2010 vintage, a lot of structure, a great vintage for Chianti, and this wine finishes with a firm hand of acidity, holding things together. A long layered finish. Production here is around 60,000 bottles. Excellent juice at $32.75, and then the Volpaia Coltassala, the Reserva. This one's got 5% Mammolo, one of the traditional blending grapes there. A good amount of dark berry fruit here, some licorice spice. A single vineyard wine, and the name refers to the house up on top of the vineyard. Really rich, dark cherry fruit on the tongue. Ripe, round tannins. Very smooth and seductive. This wine's got nice structure here. Drinking really nicely right now, this 2009 vintage. Showing some nice fruit, that dark licorice spice and earthy notes. Very forward and drinkable, but this guy's got the balance to last for 5 or 10 years. A production 20,000 bottles at $72. Excellent juice. All right, the Il Puro, which this is a unique concept. This is 100% Sangiovese, but it's 25 different clones, and it's all the original genetic material found on the estate, which tells the history of this property. So a really cool wine, and like I said, these people into history, they didn't want to knock down all these old buildings, which would have been easier. They had to take the roof off to put all the stuff in and spend all this extra money. But this wine, really unique nose, really ripe and concentrated bouquet, and it's got that dark plum and red berry fruit, spices, herbs, very intense. They keep the wine on the lees and do batonnage to make the tannins softer. 2006, it's got a little bottle age to it as well. Really plush and velvety on the tongue, that rich plum and cherry fruit showing still really nice complement of earth and spice. Lovely elegance, a long finish. Only 2,000 bottles produced. Most excellent juice at $169, and it should be. All right, the Cabernet from Maremma, and this is an entry-level Cabernet 2013, and plastic cork is the only problem with this wine. You know, a very nice little wine, some nice plum and currant berry fruit, hints of herbs and chocolate, and really smooth and silky on the tongue. Nice amount of that berry and plum fruit, soft tannins, and nice freshness on the finish, but I just do not like plastic corks. At $18, though, you should drink this up pretty quick. You're not going to have an issue with it sitting around. And then the Volpaia Prelius Indue, two together, which is a blend of 50-50, Cabernet and Sangiovese. Sangiovese from the interior part of Tuscany and Cabernet from the coast. And this wine's got that power of the Cabernet from Maremma and the elegance of the Sangiovese from Tuscany. And a lot of dark and red berry fruit here with some nice fresh earth and herbs. And these wines are brought up separately and then blended together. Well, they're both made at the Tuscan property. They only have one winery. And this wine's got a wonderful complexity and link to the finish here. Unique array of herbs and earth and spice and ripe berry and plum fruit to the finish. Fine tannins, firm acidity, and excellent juice at $33.75. The Volpaia Vinsantos, also delicious. One of them much better than the other. Unfortunately, I forgot to write down which one was which, but I love Vinsanto. It is the wine of saints, and this wine showing some nice nutty characters to it, some nice sun-dried fruits, and really nice acidity in one of the 07 or the 03. One of them was a little bit flabby to me, but I love Vinsanto, like I said, for $50, a great value. They have to keep it in wood for 5 years, so the Angels take a big share of this wine, and that's just for a small bottle, but it takes, you know, 4 times as much wine to make a bottle of Vinsanto. All right, that's what we had to drink with our friends from Castello Di Volpaia. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.